welcome back. Thank you if you've watched the first part. I believe last we left off, we've been, going through the house, we've been through, I think pretty much everyone's, well not everyone's, most of the, older generation's stories now. We've gotten an insight into this, obsession with death, essentially, seemingly perpetuated by great-grandmother. I think it's her great-grandmother, Edie. I have my thoughts about that, as I've expressed, not very clearly, but I've expressed in the last video, so I think, I will try not to ramble too much about that until the end.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
I love that they just build onto the house as well. I mean, it's kind of cool, but damn, no one really, literally no one wanted to get their own place.
They were both pretty intense.
What do you mean? I see nothing intense about this room. Absolutely nothing. Nothing intense whatsoever. I'll come to that in a second.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
You know what, I can relate. I'd rather be behind the camera than in front of it. Hence why no face cam. Actually, no, that's more to do with the fact I don't have any recording equipment.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
I guess it's hard to ferret when your family romanticizes it so much. You get a bit of a warped perception on it. I'm gonna see anything over here. An airline ticket. Kay Finch. I'm guessing Kay was his partner? Wife, perhaps? She's got an airline ticket there. I can't seem to click on anything over here, so I'm gonna... Is that PVA? What even is that? Suds, never mind. I think it said Suds. I'm blind, it's fine. Don't question it. So he likes, it looks like he was the one who went to the army because his twin, Calvin? Yeah, was it Calvin? Yes, his twin Calvin died, and they forced him to stay in a room with him, which is just messed up on so many levels. They also kind of memorialized his childhood room. You're wasting so much space in your house. I understand, wanting to remember people and everything, but yeah. Anyway, stop yapping.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
How do I change the focus? Oh,
What?
I see.
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Where is
Hey.
she?
Language.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's okay, got it.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw.
What else am I taking a photo of? Logs.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
All my years of doing... By all my years, I mean my 1 year of photography.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I...
Hey!
That's a keeper.
What? Your dad peeing? Amazing. No one is a cool shot,
I'm just
though.
saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Shh. I'm taking artsy shots at the moment, sir.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Every time he mentions Calvin, I get sad. I don't know why.
Grandpa's Fen taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Every time I try and speak.
I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Am I supposed to take a photo of something in particular?
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Oh. That.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Oh, there she is.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Yeah, get like a cool shot. There you go.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
You don't need to, shoot. Dare to survive.
Great shot, Dawn!
He's just gonna take a selfie. Bro, you're gonna take a selfie of this? This is fucking tragic.
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Your daughter clearly does not like killing animals. Christ, man. Oh, I gotta walk.
Sorry, Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
Oh, I feel like I missed an achievement for that, clearly. I'm supposed to do it faster. Damn, I'm gonna have to redo this at some point.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally
so-
normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about-
Dad!
Yeah, that's quite a moment to remember. Not a traumatic day whatsoever.
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
I mean, go easy on your mom. That's pretty sad. Like, I don't know how I would react if I watched one of my parents die in front of me like that. Like, I don't think it's something you want to talk about particularly. It's interesting that in that photo, Calvin is wearing his helmet as well. Yeah, I understand your mom not wanting to talk about that, so. And I think her reaction is just like an overcompensation for Edie's disgusting obsession. I'm sorry, I'm gonna call it disgusting because it is rather disgusting. In a way. I kind of understand it, like she went through a lot.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
I would have thought your mom would be a little bit annoyed with Edie, but I understand, like, family is good support, but still. Oh no, not this one. This is too much. I remember this one for obvious reasons. Kay is his wife, yeah. And she got a divorce after this. So this must have been before he died. I forgot to check the date, but... Oh my god! I hate this game! I didn't mean to put it down. I just don't have enough space on my desk to, like, slide my arm 5 miles.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Absolutely not. Can I just, like, prevent this from happening.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
I can control the froggy.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw.
Gotta get all the cookies. I want to get all of them. I'm gonna try and pretend like I don't know what's coming.
What his world was like.
This is gaming.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was, he saw.
This is one of the achievements, though. I keep missing. I'm trying to knock the letters off.
It sure made him happy.
Yes, go. This is important to me. I'm trying not to think about what's coming. Why is this so difficult? Come on. I finally got a sort of technique. No. Why is it so specific? No, just knock it off. Quite literally. As I said, nothing bad will happen if I just keep trying to do this. This child is just having fun. Nothing bad will come of it. Yes! Sorry, I shouldn't be like this. This is not a good time. Ah, I see. I did that badly.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
You know when something's gonna happen and you just hope it's not going to happen? I'm doing that right. Seriously? Maybe if I just don't do it.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything.
I'm actually gonna fucking
I
cry.
know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
God damn it, every fucking time. The thing is, like, how could you not blame yourself, though? It's interesting she doesn't say anything about it either. Damn, if I was in that situation, though, because, like, the number one rule is don't leave a baby unattended in a bath. Even if you think that, like, it's draining or something, like, a baby can drown in, like, an inch of water. Or less, even. It's just, yeah. And, like, God. I understand that, like, a lot of circumstances led up to that, but a lot of this family is, you know, a bit neglectful in a sense. I know that accidents happen, but it seems like accidents happen a lot. But yeah. Interesting that Dawn's mattress is gone. God, Gus and...
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Gus wasn't that old either. Geez, so she was the only sibling that made it. Sorry, I'm just taking in a little bit. I need a bit of a moment after that one, even though I knew what was coming. I just, yeah.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Bars. Sorry, I shouldn't, like, make a joke. My poetry isn't better.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You make him cry.
Where's the next one?
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Finger in hair. Good, like, rhythm to that line. Sorry, I should stop ripping into a kid's poetry, as they said. Mine's not any better. Unless you say finger. Like you're a pseudo-French or something.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
I wreck the tent. Ah, cool. Yeah,
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power, but all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
That's also another, like, piece of evidence for my kind of opinion on this. Just not being able to, like, let go of names and things like that, you know, like calling her Edith as well. I don't know. I guess it's that fine line between wanting the like dead and your loved ones to live on and yeah. And sympathy cards. Interesting that they kept those for Gus. Surely they got other ones. But I guess like on the wedding day is pretty insane. Like that's not a good start to a new marriage as a stepmom. Ah, yep. Sam raising them like military kids. Interesting, interesting. I think that's all I can interact with in here. Emergency evacuation plan. Oh cool, a rock climbing wall. I'm not climbing up that, am I? Okay. She does
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
Fair enough.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
This is quite a cute space, actually. I would love this. Just gonna Bible. I was gonna make a joke about being a good Christian girl, but that is like a ruined joke at this point. Fly to India. Oh yeah, so the... was it Sanjay? I'm guessing Sanjay is her husband. Cool. Religion, science, math, history, cool. It seems like she definitely turned to outward. Yeah, there we go, Sanjay. It seems like she turned to outward focuses to get away from her family, you know, travel somewhere completely different from her own sort of environment, is what I'm guessing. It's cool that she got interested in India.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
That's fair enough. I think finding some kind of solace, I think that's the best part of religion, in all honesty, is its ability to give many people solace in the face of immensely difficult philosophical issues. Like, how could someone you love be taken away from you? And just like thinking that they're somewhere waiting for you is a lot nicer than the alternative. But then again, you find your own solace in other ways.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
That's pretty cool. I'm glad she got out.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Yeah, that sucks. She found a way out and then got trapped here again. Because that's what this house seems like. It seems like somewhere that their family never escapes, you know? Unless they die, essentially. The only escape from this place and the entire kind of worst aspects of this family is death, it would seem.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
I'm sure she was. Oh man. These were her siblings. Gardens. He's growing some good herbs. They're all like my favorites.
And to see kids in the house again.
Mm-hmm. The next generation to be caught up in this bullshit.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
The thing is, some extensions on the house are cool and all, but maybe have you considered having like one memorial room for everyone? And having, you know, all their like main things in those rooms to memorialize them. You also got a cemetery on your house. And then maybe repurposing the rooms, you know, moving on without forgetting. I don't know, just a thought. Then that would make for a good story, would it?
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
It's also interesting that they homeschooled them. Like the complete and utter isolation. It's almost as if, I don't know, how to explain it. It just seems like they believe, perhaps, if they were to, you know, integrate with normal people, they'd understand just how messed up the family is and how messed up things are in their household. It's... I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, I personally disagree with homeschooling, but that's just me.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
That's so cool, though. Okay. Okay, my opinions of Edie have changed. She gave her great-grandkid a castle, so clearly she's a great lady. Fantastic great-grandmother.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Wow. Dude, that's kind of amazing. That one on the left there, that's so cool. I want his room so badly. 1992. Damn. Is Milton her younger brother? I think Milton's an older brother. Went missing. I just want to make sure there's nothing around here. Oh, it just goes around. That's also really sad. I hope Milton maybe saw what the family was like and ran away. Although that would be pretty sad too. But yeah. Hopefully he's not dead. But it's such like a dangerous area as well. Like all the cliff sides and everything. Wow. That is a cool painting. That's kind of amazing. I like that. Ooh. His room is honestly my dream.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool. Clearly they're very, like, creative and interesting. Damn. He made his own little castle. I like that it has slides as well. That's so cool. I feel like he would have become an architect, maybe. I'm gonna choose to believe that he got away from the family and became an architect. Oh my gosh, is this an elevator? That's so cool. Anyway, I'll do that in a second. I'm just taking it in a bit. Honestly, my dream room. I've said that already, so I'll shut up. It's interesting they haven't put an end date. Because, I mean, you wouldn't know, I guess. Again, I'm gonna choose to believe he's still alive.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Oh my god, I have to hold it. Okay, I see.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
I like that she changed his art style to fit what he drew himself as. Interesting that she wrote 2003. It seems like Edith is a little bit more grounded in reality, to say the least. How old would he have been? So it's 8, 12. He would have been 12. No. Maths is my strong suit. No, he would have been 11 at the time. it's so sad. I kind of hope that that, like, flip book was something he made himself. It seems like it was. And represents that, although Edith is pretty good at art, so she might have made it for him. But I'm hoping it represents, like, his kind of, like, goodbye note, like maybe he ran away from home. And I hope he made it somewhere good. Like, somewhere safe, where he's happy. Maybe Edith will meet up with him again. That is a cool painting as well. I don't know. I would like to believe that.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
I guess that was the final straw for her, losing one of her own children. But again, I'm hoping maybe Edith will meet her brother again. Maybe he's living his own life.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Yeah. Maybe Milton realized, hey, my family's a little bit messed up, you know? Just a tad. I think I gotta go up here now. See, that's good game design, because you immediately come out that door and you don't think, ah yes, I'm gonna go up these stairs here. You see that and you go forward. I don't know, I appreciate the little things like that.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Why would Lewis blame himself? I understand he's the older brother, but it's like, if anyone's to blame, I would agree with your mother.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
This bit coming up was super cool, but also very sad, obviously.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
I mean, I would also need to be on drugs if I was with a family like this. Do I climb up here? I believe I do. Does he still have some weed? Actually, you're pregnant. No, you can't.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I love that he isn't. He's so new age. He has an exercise ball instead of a chair. I say, as someone who has done that. Oh, there definitely is still some. It's got the double monitor set up. Damn. Damn. It's a bit sad that they didn't make like a nicer monument for him. Oh, he was interested in India too. Well, that would make sense seeing as his dad was Indian. But,
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behaviour. His mind began to wander.
I have to control two things at once. My brain doesn't work like this.
I asked him to describe it.
Oh god.
He said he started small.
I'm not coordinated enough.
Imagining a labyrinth.
Bro, I can't do two things at once.
He'd feel his way about.
Get back here. My desk is also not big enough for this. It's piling up.
Then something moved.
We're about to see how uncoordinated I am.
Bats. And toads. and things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Oh god, that was super cool. God,
But he took it very seriously.
I'm struggling.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
I'm not a real woman, I can't multitask.
But he found something more.
It's 3D now, that's super cool.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Methodical? Not me.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
I mean, daydreaming, it's helpful sometimes to get out of a certain mindset.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh, little doggo. Oh god.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
There we go.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick.
Thank you, sir, for writing in some music. As I go.
Then he made musicians.
Little wavy arms. Cute.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
I feel like this is what he imagines as well. Like something so whimsical.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
That reminds me of Mario. Ah, I see. It is meant to be a reference.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Oh my god, I'm still going. Damn.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
I think I'm getting a little bit bitter now.
New Louisville.
Ah, we're gonna crash!
St. Louis.
St. Louis, nice.
He started drifting away from our reality.
I wonder if there's an achievement for not knocking into anything. I'm not getting that, obviously.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Doing some overtime.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
That must be horrible.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a
We're going for beautiful prince.
beautiful prince.
Mainly because it's easier for me to turn that way. We love some bi representation.
The prince was on his own quest for
Radiant rainbows, why not? Because I'm heading in that direction anyway.
radiant rainbows.
It feels a bit nicer and whimsical. Gotta get underneath all of them. No, I knocked it down!
He followed the sound of his...
electric. We'll go for a harp this time.
silver harp.
Unfortunately, I think I've messed it up because I didn't go underneath all of those. As I imagine there's probably an achievement for that. Not that that's what this is about, but it is a little bit. Oh god, I'm missing everything. I'm too uncoordinated.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
It's our prince, let's go.
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh god, so many fish. Too many fish! Why'd you chuck 3 of them at me?
But he was so proud of having created it.
God, why are you chucking 3 at me at once?
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Oh, I'm in control again. Again. You know it's never good. It's all whimsical and fun in these scenes, but then you realise, it's probably not going to be.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
He's walking towards himself?
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
We can just see ourselves. Bye, Lewis.
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
That is a tall lad. It's so whimsical, look at them waving their arms. This is so fun. It's so lovely, is it not?
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Oh, it's Molly.
His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
I made the music too loud. You know what, that's fine.
Bend down his head.
Can I not? I'm not sure that's such a good idea, you know, like, can I put the crown on back here, maybe?
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Sorry, just need a moment. Of all the ways to do that. And so we don't get to see about her dad either. Like, he's just a leaf there. Same with, like, Sven and Kay, I guess, because they're not direct descendants, but, like, they're still important to their family. But they're just so obsessed with the Finch line, I guess. That's just horrible. Not that they're obsessed with the Finch line, although that is a little bit annoying. This. Just like the ways that they die as well. No one can just have like a heart attack or something at like 60. No.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Honestly, after everything Edie has kind of done, I'm not saying she caused the deaths, but in a way she's had a hand in it, and she's had a hand in the aftermath of the deaths being even more traumatic and difficult to deal with, so you know what, screw her. Don't tell her you're leaving until the very last
I
minute.
wish we'd stayed.
You wish you'd stayed. Edith, I hope for your sake that you get some more sense. This place is not good for you. Or anyone.
But I understand why we left.
Okay, cool. Is this her room? I take it this is Edith's room. Oh no, this is Dawn's room. Should have realized from like the cross.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
I think yes, it should have come a lot sooner. Maybe after like a couple of generations having horrible misfortunes.
But it had to end one way or another.
Yo, your room's so cool.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Has Edith been dead all along? I'm pretty sure there's theories out there about that. Is she crawling? I think she is. Yo, she made paper maches of the characters. That's kinda cute. Also very, very sad. Oh, and she made a helmet for Milton and a paintbrush for her brother. I kinda like that. I'm just trying to see if she's made anything else in the house. Very talented family. You have nice handwriting.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
It's a pretty obvious entrance, but...
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
And you're out of your goddamn mind.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories!
Don't know. maybe, like, her children to a certain degree, because, you know, they had to read all of those stories and experience the, like, very airy and oppressive sort of household that they're growing up in. Like, I know that, like, it seems whimsical on the surface, but it is pretty dark and kind of overbearing. The earlier generations, I don't think were killed by the stories, but I think they were definitely impacted by them. I think it's just, like, you know, this obsession with the death as a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. I don't believe in that.
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't believe in, like, you know, spiritualism or things like that. But I do think, you know, psychology would affect you and affect your behaviors and affect it. Like, it clearly affected Lewis. I think that was more losing his brother, but what happened to Milton? Why did Milton disappear? Why did he run away? Maybe because this household is not a good environment to be growing up in. Edie. Anyway.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
And, like, you can see, like, Edie's reckless behavior again with drinking alcohol on her certain medications. A very blasé kind of attitude towards death. And I understand she's been through a lot, but it's like, you've seen so many of your family members die. Don't you think you should be cherishing the fact that you're still alive and the family members you do have, rather than obsessing with death, obsessing with the past? I don't know. Just me rambling again.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one.
She's a nice voice.
This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
Bro, that means there's about to be a freaking tidal wave.
They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
This is... maybe I'm being stupid, but if there's an earthquake and the tide goes way out, you're supposed to get as far away from shore as possible. Not helping my opinion of Edie right now.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around.
I did not turn around though. I was going in a straight line.
I started seeing things.
I think you've been seeing things this entire time.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
I'm guessing this is like furniture from the old house.
That night, a lot of things came back to me.
I can understand a little bit why she is the way she is. Like, that was quite a monumental event that happened, like, right as they arrived.
Or maybe I came back to them.
It's just, you know, the continuation of that behavior for a long time after seeing the damage it's doing. I don't agree with.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again.
I mean, that is pretty sad. Like, that's not a good way to do things.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
my gosh, doing this as a kid was like the best feeling.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
I'm about to be born, I guess?
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Even though I've interacted with this game before, I haven't played it myself, but I've seen a playthrough. I don't know, I think I've said a lot of my opinions. I can understand a little bit where great-grandmother Edie was coming from, but yeah, the over-obsession with death, the not willing to move on with life and live for the living, definitely had a major impact on this family. And I can understand her doing that for a while, but the fact that she continued and didn't seem to learn from her mistakes, and then, you know, at the very end it ended poorly, you know, her great-granddaughter had a bad ending to her final day with her. I know that was partly on the mother as well. I don't think that was good, ripping her away. Like, you shouldn't ever do things in anger like that, especially with your elderly relatives. But I think a lot of the accidents happened due to a bit of negligence. Sorry, I'm letting the credits play because I think it's important to see everyone who worked on this, and I think it's cute that they all did, like, you know, childhood pictures. Although it is a little bit sad when you consider the fact, like, you know, pretty much all the children in this game died. See Johan's name. Obviously unlockables. Programming, nice. I don't know, in my head I want to believe Milton is still alive out there somewhere and he'll reach out to this kid, like Edith's kid, and find him. Oh yeah, the dreadful stories. That was the one that pissed me off the most. Like, I understand Edie being like, oh, she just wanted to be a star and she got remembered through this. But it's kind of, like, in poor taste is the best way I can describe it. I would say a bit disgusting to keep something like that. It would be like if you're, you have a family member who is wanting to be famous, and then they die in a not fantastical way, but like a dramatic way, and a tabloid picks that up and writes a tabloid article about it that's like, you know, insensitive as that comic book was, and you frame that tabloid and keep it in their memorial room, and that's how you have them remembered. It's like any publicity is good publicity sort of thing. It's just the way that she seemed to revel in the publicity of it all, of the mystique of her family, of the tragedy, you know, she felt like a local celebrity because of it. And that to me is just very, very poor taste. And it seemed to especially be for, like, you know, blood connections, this whole, like, you know, it almost felt like a blood curse. So the other, like, members who married into the family didn't get this amount of, like, attention from Edie in their death, by the sounds of things. Or maybe that's just, like, the way the game wants to do it, but I'm really glad I played through that again. It was a really good, like, experience game. Not a good experience, but a reasonably powerful one. Even, like, a second time going through it. Thank you for watching if you've made it all the way through, and I hope to see you in future playthroughs. See ya!